Good afternoon. Thank you all for joining. We will get started in just a moment. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are presenting or providing testimony before the board. And we'll give just a few moments to clear the waiting room.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining. Still have folks entering from the waiting room, so we'll give just another moment. One more reminder for those still entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are presenting or providing testimony before the board.
Want to hear me? Okay, I'm having an issue with my
We
earpiece.
can hear you just fine. Can you hear us as well?
I can
There you
partly,
go.
but I'm doing my best here.
Nope, great. No worries. We're going to get started in just a moment once the waiting room is clear. All right. Good afternoon. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Thank you, Danny. Good afternoon. My name is Kathleen Joyce, Chair of the Boston Licensing Board. Today, I'm also joined by Commissioner Kiana Saxon and Commissioner Liam Curran.
Thank you. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this afternoon's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You'll make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following the questions, there will be an opportunity for testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. For members of the general public wishing to provide testimony, please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Just one piece of housekeeping at the top of this afternoon's hearing. Item number 10, Navy Yard Market, going into 1 First Ave in Charlestown, has withdrawn for the time being. They will not be heard this afternoon. We do expect a revised application in the near future. If there's anybody here wishing to testify on that matter, it will not be heard today. You can still provide testimony in writing to licensingboard@boston.gov that we will keep on file for when they do reappear. Beginning with the first item on this afternoon's agenda, calling item number 1, Park Bagelry and Cafe LLC, doing business as Park Bagelry, located at 280 Western Ave in Allston, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above approximately 4,728 square foot restaurant space. Supports takeout, dine-in, and counter ordering with seating featuring a 2,959 square foot first floor that includes food prep, storage, dish room, customer service areas, seating, and 3 bathrooms. A 1,769 square foot second floor with a kitchen, utility room, and 2 offices, and a basement designated for employee use only with a total occupancy of 80 and seating for 53. Manager Tucker Lewis, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I'm present. My name is Jennifer Park. I'm founder, co-owner, and managing partner of Park Bagelry. And my partner Tucker Lewis is also here with us to answer any questions that you all may have for us.
Perfect. I see you both. If you could please just briefly present the proposed concepts to the board.
Sure. Yeah. So we currently Tucker and I co-own 3 operations in Somerville and a 4th one in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So we come to Alston with over 26 years of restaurant cafe experience. And we are proposing to operate a bagel shop and ice cream shop next to the pizzeria Western Ave at 280.
Thank you. What is your timeline for opening?
Depending on how this hearing goes, pending this application and this license, we're looking at anywhere in the next 30 to 60 days.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having us on such short notice. We appreciate it.
Of course. I don't have any questions for you. I'm going to see if Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran has any questions.
I have no questions. Thank you.
None on my end. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see if there are any individuals with us who would like to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judge from this board. To sum up the community process, we have the applicant circulate flyers to abutters within 300 feet. To my knowledge, we did not hear any negative feedback. They went on to meet with the Alston Civic Association, which was very excited about the proposal, and issued their support, saying this would bring jobs and add economic development to this area. With that, we'll defer to the board. Oh, I'm sorry, we did receive one support letter as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much for being with us this afternoon. Calling.
Thank you. Thank you.
Calling item number 2, Sodexo Operations LLC, doing business as Chase Sapphire Lounge by the Club, located at 200 Logan Airport Terminal B in East Boston. Holder of an airport common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Noah Smith to Haralambos Charagones, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good afternoon. My name is Haralambos Charagones. I am the Food and Beverage Director here at the Chase Sapphire Lounge. I have been the Food and Beverage Director here at the Chase Sapphire Lounge from the inception, which was March of 2023. And we're looking to bring the license over to the new management as opposed to what we had.
Thank you. Mr. Jaragonis, are you currently an approved manager of record by this board? No?
An approved manager here at the lounge?
Has our board approved you? We have a series of 4 questions to ask if you haven't been approved.
No, not yet.
Okay.
No.
So I'm going to jump in. Are you a citizen?
Yes, I am.
Do you live in Massachusetts?
Yes.
Can you describe your experience in the food and beverage industry?
Of course. I have been in the food and beverage industry for over 25 years. Prior to coming on board with the Chase Sapphire Lounge, I was a manager at Boston College Dining Services. And prior to that, a manager of different restaurants across Massachusetts.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, with that, I have no questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
No questions.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Or we'll take this under advisement. Thank you for being with us. And again, deep apologies for what just occurred on screen. There will be changes to these hearings going forward. Calling item number 3, Brighton, Mass. Lodge number 2199 of the Benevolent and Protective Order of Elks. Located at 326 Washington Street in Brighton, holder of a club all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned for a change of officers directors. Attorney Kurt Bletzer. Attorney Bletzer.
Good afternoon, Attorney Green, Chairperson Joyce, members of the board. Kurt Bletzer for the Elks. We have put in a petition to change the officers and directors to update the board for the current officers that are presently with the board. We have not, that has not been done in a few years. So we wanted to put that forward so that would reflect who we have currently with the Secretary of State's office on our annual report. So we had filed to give you the new names and addresses of everybody involved, along with a copy of the prior people that were listed with the board. Okay. There was also, which had been approved before the change of manager. Those are together at this point, but I think that's just procedurally for it all to go back to the ABC together.
Okay, great. Thank you for working with us on this one. I'm glad we were able to get it taken care of. I
Thank you.
have no questions at this time. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Are any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 4, American Airlines, Inc., doing business as Admirals Club, located at Logan Airport Terminal B in East Boston, holder of an airport club all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between American Airlines, Inc. and Sodexo Magic LLC. Attorney Elizabeth Pisano. Attorney Pisano.
Good afternoon, Madam Chairwoman, Commissioners, and Attorney Green. Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the licensee, American Airlines. This application is looking for approval of a management agreement with Sodexo Magic LLC. American Airlines will remain the license holder and will continue to retain ultimate responsibility and control of the license. Sodexo Magic LLC is a nationally recognized food and beverage service company, and they are being engaged by American Airlines to manage the day-to-day operations of the licensed premises. They have a strong track record in hospitality and managing airport concessions across the country. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Attorney. I have no questions. Commissioners, do you have any?
I do not, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling items 5, 6, and 7, Shake Shack, Massachusetts LLC, doing business as Shake Shack at 322 to 328 Washington Street. Shake Shack Seaport Boston LLC, doing business as Shake Shack at 77 Seaport Boulevard. And Shake Shack Newbury Street Boston LLC, doing business as Shake Shack at 234 to 236 Newbury Street. Holder of 3 common victual or 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs licenses, has petitioned for a change of ownership interest and also has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers. Who is present on behalf of the 3 licensees?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the licensing board. My name is Nick Bolio, and I'm here on behalf of all the Shake Shack entities, Massachusetts, Boston, Seaport Boston, and Newbury Street Boston. And this is regarding the approval of the change of officers and ownership. First, the licensee would like to update its corporate officers. The current listed officers are Randall Garuti, Zachary Koff, Tara Kamanthi. We are removing them and replacing them with our new CEO, COO, and CFO, Robert Lynch, Stephanie Santel, and Catherine Fogarty. Additionally, there's no change to the licensee entity itself, but an increase in ownership in our publicly traded Shake Shack Inc. Of the grandparent entity licensee. Nothing will change to the day-to-day operations of the existing liquor licenses at all locations. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much for joining us and for that explanation. With that, I have no questions. Commissioners, do you?
I do not, thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on any of these 3 matters, items 5, 6, or 7? Seeing none, the board will take these under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 8, BM Krupa Corporation, doing business as La Bendición Supermarket, located at 32 Bennington Street in East Boston. Holder of a retail package store wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Shri Brahmani LLC, doing business as La Bendición Market at the same location. Hatish Kumar Patel, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. The applicant has also petitioned to update the description of the premise as follows. The premise consists of 1 floor, 1,100 square feet across 1 room. There is 1 entrance and 2 exits. Attorney Matthew Porter. Attorney Porter, are you with us? No. Who is present on behalf of the applicant? Do we have anybody with us on behalf of La Bendición Supermarket? We will contact the applicant and take a second call. Calling item number 9, Rassick Corporation doing business as Jim's Variety located at 258 West 5th Street in South Boston has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above premise known as 256 West 5th Street, 1,999 square foot retail store with one entrance and one exit on 2 floors. First floor consists of approximately 1,049 square feet with various shelving units, coolers, and office. Basement consists of approximately 948 square feet for storage. Manager Rupal Ben Patel, closing time 11 p.m. Attorney Paul Gannon. Attorney Gannon.
Good afternoon, Officer Green, Chairperson Joyce, Commissioners. My name is Paul Gannon from the Law Office of Paul Gannon. I'm here with Ruban Patel, and she's the manager. And the location is at 256 West 5th Street in South Boston. And if we had a community meeting fairly recently with overwhelming support, there was probably 20 to 25 people that spoke on behalf of the petition, and overwhelming support. A lot of the neighbors have signed a petition that was just short of 1,000 signatures on the petition. And from the meeting, we were able to listen to the neighbors, and there seemed to be a very big demand for this in the neighborhood. If you're familiar with that area, it's somewhat densely populated, and to travel anywhere to get beer and wine would be difficult, especially if you're in a vehicle, because you're not going to have a spot coming back. So there seems to be a very great need for a lot of the neighbors who are very complimentary of the business and the owners and how they've been working with the community. They've been there since 2008. And I think this is something that's kind of come around over a period of time where the neighbors kept asking for this for their benefit, obviously. And eventually the owners decided that they would come forward and put forth the petition. So we're asking you for the approval of the beer and wine license. And I have Ms. Patel here if we answer any questions.
Where is Ms.? Oh, she's right with you.
She's there. Sorry about the.
Ms. Patel, are you a citizen? Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I have a store in a roadside markets, and I have a last 4 years experience in South Boston.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Is it with food or is it food and beverage, alcohol beverages?
It's a food and beverage. Food and beverage.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry, I just lost my Zoom. There we go. And what is the place? Is it a liquor store?
Yes, it's a liquor store. It's a 50 Levi's Street in Southeast Boston.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board and the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, the standard that we look at in order to determine whether or not we should approve this type of license is whether or not there's a public need for another beer and wine license in this area. And I'm looking at a map right now of 02127. So can you tell me a little bit about what the need is for another beer and wine retail package store? Where's the closest one?
So there's one at Perkins Square, which is some distance away, where they obviously sell liquor. There's one at C and Broadway, where they sell some liquor. There's one there is one store on West Broadway, I believe. Other than that,
do you know the distance? Do you know the distance? Again, we're looking at public need. Is there a need for someone to have yet another place to buy beer and wine in this neighborhood?
And I'm relying on obviously my experience in the community and also with the neighbors that have been there. There isn't anything that close. And the beer and wine, people mentioned in terms of the need, they're often in the store buying anything from coffee to food for their, they want to be able to have a need to purchase things and not make several trips around. But there are not any places close by. You'd have to travel several blocks up onto West Broadway to access these stores. And in, just my experiences in listening to these neighbors, that there is a need for it and convenience. And I don't want to understate the issue of driving in that community as well. To leave a property, you just can go to get your food and beer and wine, and then have to drive somewhere else to get the beer. You probably don't have a spot coming when you come back, especially at nighttime. But there isn't anything that close. But South Boston's obviously a big location. There are some places throughout the town, but a lot of them are not accessible or close by.
Okay. So tell me about the floor plan, what you offer now, what you'll be replacing on what are you taking off the shelves to add beer and wine?
So they're not taking anything out. They're not eliminating anything. And just my experience with when beer and wine and certain things are being requested, what they've done is create extra shelving. In the plan, it shows where the wine would go. So they're not eliminating any food or beverage. They had some excess room in the coolers, and they're able to access that for beer, and then not eliminating any items at all.
Okay. Do you have security cameras? How do you check for IDs?
They have a
ID
scan.
ID scanner.
She has an. I'm just sorry, I didn't mean to speak for her, but they have an ID scanner where they check for IDs.
And you check like what's your policy?
Yes.
Well-
Yes, we do.
Well, how often?
How often?
She wants to know, do you check everyone or do you?
Everyone. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at your floor plan now. It looks like there'll be a walk-in cooler. Beer will be next to the dairy.
Yes.
There's the wine is on the opposite, in the middle of the store. Is that right?
It seems to be in the middle. Yes, chairperson. That's who it would be.
Okay. And you're saying you're not replacing anything. So what was this wine cooler before?
Well, these are shelving in the middle.
I see that for the wine. It says walk-in cooler, beer and dairy.
So I spoke to my clients. What they had was they were kind of doubling up on a lot of the sodas or tonics, as they may call it, and other items where they were just filling it up. They didn't have full capacity being used, so they just filled it up. So they're not going to eliminate those same items in the cooler.
Okay. Appreciate that. Again, I understand this isn't a neighborhood where there's a lot of parking lots, but we have received a lot of applications recently. I think some of your clients, Attorney Gannon too, for these. So we are looking at them very carefully.
And that's understandable. I understand that. I know some of them have been in different parts of the town and obviously a great distance away, but I'm aware of that.
Okay. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I think you've covered everything that I would have asked. So not at this time, maybe after comments. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. An abutters meeting was held on June 16th. It was very well attended. There was one abutter who expressed opposition, citing concerns with the existing hours of operation and the potential noise that might be generated by more people purchasing alcohol late in the evening. Majority of those that were on the call, though, were very supportive of the proposal, feeling that there was demand that justified a license being added to this particular business. The Civic Association, I'm afraid, is not active at this time, so that concluded the community process. We did receive one letter in support, and I understand that there's a reference to a petition that was also generated as well by the applicant. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. I see a hand raised from Sydney from Councilor Flynn's office. You may please provide your testimony on behalf of the councilor.
Yes, thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Sydney from Councilor Flynn's office. Councilor Flynn would like to go on record in support as Jim's Variety has been a good neighbor in the South Boston community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see a hand raised from a Douglas Stefanoff. You may please provide your testimony.
Hi, my name is Doug Stefanov with the address of 93 F Street. I'm the attached abutter, immediate abutter, and as noted, I'm on record in opposition. And as Connor mentioned, we have issue with the expanded hours, and we're just not keen being attached to a beer and wine or liquor store.
Thank you for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Are any questions from the board following the testimony that was provided? Seeing none, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. As stated at the beginning of the hearing, item number 10 has been withdrawn by the applicant and will not be heard this afternoon. Moving on and calling item number 11, Shunny Day LLC, doing business as Mondo, located at 563 Columbus Ave in Roxbury, has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above 1,440 square feet total, 950 square feet in one room on first floor, with main dining area and bar seating, kitchen and office in rear, main entrance exit on Columbus Ave, additional emergency exit in rear of premises, 250 square feet of storage space in rear, 240 square foot seasonal outdoor patio, March to October, on private property with seating for 12, closing hour 11 p.m. on the patio. Office, storage, and second restroom located at 565 Columbus Ave, Unit C3. Entirety of restaurant premises located at 563 Columbus Ave, Unit C2. Manager Spencer Payne. Closing time 1 a.m. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the applicant. Signed on with us this afternoon is Spencer Payne, who is one of the owners. His other partner, Travis Robitaille, together they're the proposed owners of the new restaurant, cafe, and wine bar for 563 Columbus Ave in the South End. As you know, this proposal is for a new all alcohol beverage license. By way of background, Travis has been in the industry for close to 2 decades, working in bars and restaurants in Boston and New Hampshire. He's currently a general manager at Petula's in South Boston. Spencer, who is also the proposed manager of record for this application and has been previously approved by this board and the ABCC, is a longtime resident of the South End, living and working in the neighborhood. He is the current owner of Neighborhood Wines, which you may recall from a few years back, at 619 Tremont Street, which has been open for almost 2.5 years as a natural wines shop in the South End. Neighborhood Wines offers wines from around the world that are made without the addition of any chemicals. Interestingly, winemakers are not required to utilize ingredient labels, so they get away with putting chemicals in products without consumer knowledge. And much of Spencer's focus the last several years, even prior to opening at the store and in other employment positions, has been to build a brand that focuses on natural wine offerings, educating customers on what they're drinking. So the opening of that store has been a huge success, which led him to seek to open a small neighborhood restaurant that is very much in line with the offerings at the wine shop, but in a cafe and restaurant setting. So the plan for Mondo is to have, again, a lot of crossover with the products offered within the Neighborhood Wines shop. And they'll also have a pretty robust food program with hours of operation proposed starting at 7 a.m. They would like to offer coffee and simple breakfast items. It wouldn't be a full sit-down breakfast program, but more of counter service. Sandwiches for lunch, and then dinner would be small plates like crudos and charcuterie with entree offerings of pastas, fish, and chicken. Again, wine-wise would be exclusively natural wines. And similarly, the cocktail program would focus on natural offerings as well. The price point here would be anywhere from $8 to $35 on average for the food items on the menu. As far as logistics of the restaurant are concerned, the square footage is just under 1,500 square feet, with a proposed 41 seats inside and 12 outside on a seasonal private patio, March to October for 12. The hours of operation that were in the application were daily from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m., but after some further discussion with the immediate abutters within the condo association building. We've now proposed 7 a.m. to midnight, Sunday through Wednesday, and 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. Thursday through Saturday, with the patio closing time remaining at 11 p.m. Because this is an application for a new license, discussion on public need is briefly warranted. First and foremost, this is a reputable business owner whose reputation precedes him. He's very well known, liked and admired within the neighborhood. People have come to trust him. It's a regular stop along the way, and folks are excited to see this business owner thrive in a new location with an expanded offering. This particular location on Columbus Ave was previously a coffee shop for several years that closed earlier this year. I believe they were open for 13 years. And prior to that was a cafe turned wine bar at night, which coincidentally is what Spencer is looking to do here as well. So very appropriate location for what they're looking to do. Secondly, the availability of the license. This is in the 02118 zip code, which was included and contemplated by the legislation that was passed in September of last year. And secondly, it's exactly the type of business contemplated by this legislation, being a minority and Black-owned business, business operations on a small scale with a unique concept offering. There is currently within Boston and the greater Boston area limited offerings for this type of concept. There you can maybe find one natural wine bar in Downtown Crossing, one in Back Bay, one in Fenway, that have is a wine bar and restaurant dedicated to all natural wines, and there are some in Cambridge. But the demand nonetheless for chemical-free wine is growing, with more and more consumers demanding to know what's in their products, where it's coming from. Actually, the anticipated growth of the natural wine industry is over 10% in the next 5 years. There's only one other restaurant on the same block as this particular location, which is SRV, and several others within walking distance, but all very much different concepts, much larger in size, and nothing that has the offerings and morning, evening duo concept that Mondo's seeking to offer. All in all, they're looking forward to opening a space that is needed in the neighborhood, as echoed by the 150 plus people who wrote support letters, which were submitted to the board, including several nearby abutters on Wellington Street. And there's truly nothing quite like this particular offering, and they're excited to bring a new energy into the neighborhood. As far as the community process is concerned, in addition to the numerous support letters received and submitted to the board, we did have a mayor's office sponsored a butters meeting on May 7th of this year. Several concerns that were raised by immediate abutters within the condo association concerning noise, trash, hours, and smells that might emanate out of the kitchen. We did explain that we were using a ventless kitchen system, so there wouldn't be any hood or exhaust required to be vented out of the building. But these concerns rolled into the Claremont Neighborhood Association on May 15th, the following week as well, which we elaborated on and have been working to finesse through with this particular condo association to address the concerns from the building abutters and memorialize commitments in a memorandum of understanding with the association. I think we're close to finalizing that, but have committed to several requests and working through finalizing them in writing, and are again committed to doing so to make sure everyone has their interests protected in the neighborhood, while also being able to offer a really exciting and much needed new concept that hundreds of people are looking forward to in the neighborhood. That being said, happy to answer any questions or concerns the board might have regarding this proposal.
Thank you very much. I don't have any questions at this time, but I might have questions after public testimony. Commissioner Saxton or Commissioner Curran?
No questions. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. As you heard from the applicant's representation, ONS hosted a butters meeting in early May. There were concerns raised by direct abutters in that meeting, which led to the applicant working closely with the condo association of that same building to come to an understanding over the hours of operation and other stipulations that residents had made. They worked very closely with the Claremont Neighborhood Association. I know the Claremont Neighborhood Association met just last week to discuss the proposal. With that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify? I do see a hand raised from a David Evans. Mr. Evans, you may please provide your testimony.
Thank you very much. My name is David Evans. I live at 563 Columbus, the exact location where this business is proposed to operate. Appreciate the time of the members of the board and you, Mr. Green. I want to share with you some concerns that we have because it's a pretty unique situation here because this is primarily a residential building, 563 through 566, I think, is the condominium trust. This particular unit shares a stairway with the condominium association, the residences. So people going into the proposed bar would essentially be colliding with people trying to get into the condominium association itself. We share a stoop. So when you get to the top of the stoop, if you go forward, you're in the condo. If you go to the right, you're in the bar. And for that reason, I would encourage, I don't know if it's appropriate for members of the board to take a look at the site physically and or require the applicant to send you pictures because I don't think my description is adequate. So, and we've never had, contrary to what the council said, we have never had an establishment like this in the building. What she spoke of before about there being some sort of wine bar back in the 90s or whatever, that was before it was even a condo. It was an apartment building at that time. So, and that wasn't in use for very long, as I understand it. We don't have a business in the building now that's open to 1 o'clock in the morning as they propose. We have a dry cleaner, we have a laundromat, we have a spa. So this use is, in my view, completely incompatible with this property. And there are no shortages of locations in the South End for this establishment to open that would not interfere with residential uses. The other point that I think is worth noting in terms of the public interest is that this is not an ADA compliant premises. They were told by the accessibility board, I understand that they would need to make it ADA compliant. This is a substantial change in use and it's not grandfathered in. So I don't know what their plan is for that. You can't spike in an elevator in the front. You'd have to go around to the side somehow and then get an easement over a park by the city. So I don't think that's doable. So this is not going to be an ADA compliant facility. I guess I would also point out for a lot of people in the building, this is a very significant investment, these condos that they've purchased. And people are very concerned about the valuation of their property. If there's a bar there that's open to 1 o'clock in the morning, you can phrase it as natural wine bar, whatever. I think that's slicing it a little fine. It's essentially a bar. And I don't know what their plan is on the food front, but the fact that you're not using vents doesn't make it any less obnoxious to the people in the building.
Mr. Evans, you are at your 2 minutes if there's a final point you'd like to make.
Yeah, final point. I'm sorry, Mr. Green. Final point is that in terms of the public need, there's no shortage of bars or restaurants right on the block. As they pointed out, there's an elegant restaurant and bar, SRV. 1 block away, there's Five Horse Tavern. A couple of blocks away on Tremont, there's also a wine bar. And I don't have to tell you how many bars there are in the South End. It's part of your purview. So thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your testimony. I see another hand raised from Andrew Iacono. You may please provide your testimony. You'll have 2 minutes to do so.
Hi, thank you for having us. So my name is Andrew Iacono. I'm also with my partner, Amory Bayshore. We live at 16 Greenwich Park in the South End, so just a couple of blocks away from the proposed restaurant. We've been regulars at Neighborhood since it's opened, and we do believe it would be a unique concept to this area, and are very much looking forward to the proposed spot. That's really all we have.
Thank you for your testimony as well. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Can't raise my hand. I don't know. My system is not working. This is Ali Tural, 563 apartment 2.
Okay.
And I have my children living there, going to school. They have to study unreasonable hours of operation. And as David pointed out, many aspects of the inconvenience and improper nature of the business being operated over there. We are like primary residence for my children is that there is no question that rights and privileges should not be confused. We have the right to live in a peaceful environment, and that is being violated if this is going through as it's proposed. So we have
We can't use the bell.
first abutters, and then we have our total objection to it.
Thank you very much for your testimony. I see another hand raised from an Amanda Wiggins. You may please provide your testimony as well. You'll have 2 minutes.
Thanks so much. I won't take the full 2 minutes. I just wanted to come on and say I live at 255 Shawmut Ave in the South End in full support of this proposal. And I did want to add, as many know, 255 Shawmut is right above Copa, a well-loved and respected restaurant. And as someone who lives above a restaurant, I can say there's a way to do it with respect for the residents. It's a reason why many people choose to live in the South End, is to be near local businesses. And I think that it only enhances people's living experience in the neighborhood overall. So I would say that adding a restaurant, especially of this type, is only a benefit, not a drawback. Thanks.
Thank you for your testimony as well. Are there any other individuals who have not yet done so who would like to testify? Are there any further questions from the board following the testimony? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 12, El Barrio MX LLC, doing business as El Barrio Mexican Grill, located at 809 to 811 Harrison Ave in Roxbury, has applied for a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above 850 square foot restaurant space on 1 floor with 2 entrances and 3 exits to include a dining area with seating for approximately 20, 1 restroom, kitchen and storage in the rear of space, also to include approximately 500 square feet for storage only in the basement. Manager Duandre Vasquez, closing time 11 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
I am. I'm Joan Vasquez. Actually, thank you again for having me. I know I did this probably like 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, so that's my proposal for this business. We tried to do it 2 years ago. There was nothing available by the time. We got all the support from the mayor's office, from the neighborhood association, abutters, and anybody you can think of we kind of like in front of the BMC, which is mostly that we being requested, the people that is there, like, hey, we don't want to walk either Harrison, like going towards the 93 or maybe a couple more blocks to have a drink or something like that. And this is mainly what we want to do, just not to, just to keep the business going. Because for us, the only business we get is mostly like lunchtime. So during the nighttime, it's just kind of like quiet, and this is what we're trying to revive too.
Thank you. I remember your application from before.
Okay,
And we're happy to see you back before us. I know this board did find public need back in 2022, so I really have no questions for you. Just wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. Most recently, there was an abutters meeting on May 21st. The applicant also met with the Worcester Square Neighborhood Association in October, which voted unanimously to support the proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 13, JJ&R LLC, doing business as the Mix Vault located at 720A, 720 Shawmut Ave in Roxbury, has applied for a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above 3,000 square foot restaurant and speakeasy on 2 floors with 2 entrances and 2 exits. First floor includes a takeout area and kitchen on the right side of the space. There is a hidden door that leads to the left side of the space, which holds the bar with seating for 25 and a speakeasy. Restrooms in the rear. Basement for office and storage only. Manager Rufus Falk, closing time 1 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
I am Rufus J. Falk.
Great. Dr. Falk, if you could please provide the board with a little, just summarize the concept for the board.
Absolutely. Thank you, Attorney Green. Thank you, Chairwoman Joyce and the commissioners. It's an honor to be back before you again with this concept. It's sort of near and dear to my heart. I am born and raised in Roxbury, and having the opportunity to bring this type of establishment to a neighborhood that sorely needs it. I think I was inspired by visiting speakeasies in East Boston and the South End and wondering why my neighborhood could not have some type of similar amenity in walking distance from where I grew up at. So the idea for us would be to have a pick up and go restaurant on the right side that's going to be powered by Lobster King, which will feature some of the wares that we have in our Dorchester location at the Mix. Will be think about lobster BLTs. You're thinking about your other seafood items, whether it be whiting, whether it be everything from wings, baked salmon, offering a variety of dishes on the right-hand side for pickup and go and take out with a few seats for folks who want to dine in. And then on the left side, having a speakeasy location that's going to offer some of the sort of catered and curated cocktails and whiskeys, and also have some dining options as well. We've had the opportunity to, we already had our Butters conversation, be able to get a level of support. Luckily enough that one of my business partners also is a homeowner in the area too. So he's also on a Butter, been able to speak to his neighbors and been able to talk about this idea of trying to revitalize the Dudley Nubian Square area. We want to be a part of that revitalization. So we're excited about the opportunity. And just looking forward to hearing any feedback or any thoughts that you guys might have. So thank you for the time.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. So I do have a lot of questions, some questions. You're the manager of record here. You're the manager of record at the other place in Dorchester. How do you plan on managing both places at the same time?
Yes. So thankfully, we've been able in our Dorchester location, we've been able to, because we've been able, thank you again. We just had our first year in May 8th. So we've been in a position where we've been able to hire additional staff. So I'm able to have a manager, a day-to-day manager that is been able to step in and be there for, he's there for 4 days out of the week. So I'm there, but we also were able to hire a manager who's able to be there. So luckily enough for me, my majority of my time is going to be over in the Roxbury location, being able to build this up as well. So if the question is about Dorchester, we were able to hire a manager there who's doing the day-to-day stuff. I'm there as well, but I'll be able to focus the majority of my time in the Roxbury location.
Okay, so is this going to be a restaurant, or do you have plans on bringing in entertainment and marketing it more like a nightclub?
So we're going to be, it's going to be a restaurant. The speakeasy is going to be more of a lounge. We're not looking, we would probably apply for a live entertainment license just so that we can be able to play music, in a way in which that, whether it be house music, whether having gone through the process, I feel like it's better to apply for it than not have it, and then to have to go through the process of doing the day. So we're not looking to do a nightclub. We're not.
Okay, because I remember your hearing for the place in Dorchester, and that was described as Lobster King restaurant, and it feels like a lot of times it's more like a nightclub.
I think.
So
okay.
I'm wondering if this is like the second version of what you have down there, and we've worked with you a lot, and I think you're moving in the right direction, but I want to know today what your business plan is so that I'm not then taken by surprise by something that sounds like, a speakeasy and a grab and go, a pick up and go, is that takeout, then turns into a full-blown nightclub with lines out the door and, security issues and that stuff.
So I'll speak to both. So the first one is this location is not going to hold more than 50 people. So this is not going to be going to give any type of club or nightclub vibe. The second, the mixed location, we were being able to do karaoke, we were at one point, we probably the most popular restaurant. Thankfully, we were the most popular location, and we didn't foresee that we were going to grow so fast. This was our first endeavor in the restaurant industry. So we had some growing pains, but I hope that you guys can see that we've been trying to go about everything to try to address the issue. Whenever there was an issue that was put forth, we tried to address it as quickly as possible. Never intentionally tried to do anything that colored outside the lines. And if there were incidents that did, we made sure that we rectified them immediately. But again, this location is a speakeasy and lounge. It is a grab and go, an opportunity for us to be able to sell wares, but also have a place that folks can feel like they can grab a cocktail after work. Then shouldn't feel like if I live in Roxbury, there's no place for me currently in Roxbury to feel like I can do that. And we want to be able to provide that as a resource to the neighborhood.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I think you should really think through the management of both to make sure that you're spending enough hours on site yourself at both places. That's something to really be concerned about as a business person. Not that easy to get from one location to the other as needed. So making sure that you have a solid business plan in place is my recommendation.
I think the great part too, just to add for the chairs as well, there are 3 owners. It's myself and 2 other owners, and they also spend a lot of time at the restaurant as well. So it's not just myself. There are 3 owners, and they are also present.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Saxon and Commissioner Carn, do you have any questions?
What is your capacity going to be here? I'm seeing 25, but is that the total?
So the entire space is 50. So the speakeasy is going to have seating for 25. We wanted to make sure for staff and also for the grab and go on the other side, but for the speakeasy location is going to be seating for 25.
But you anticipate your entire capacity will be around 50?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
No additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, we'll see if there are any individuals with us who would like to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. ONS had run an abutters meeting on February 12th. It was lightly attended. Presently, our office is unaware of any concerns from abutters. There was no active civic association in that area, so the abutters meeting was the conclusion of the community process. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Calling item number 14, Lisboa Cafe and Mini Market LLC, doing business as Lisboa Cafe, located at 1078 Dorchester Ave in Dorchester, has applied for a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. Approximately 2,540 square feet over 2 levels within a mixed-use commercial building. The first floor, 1,317 square feet, contains a dining area with 49 seats, a full bar, pastry coffee counter, and 2 restrooms. There are 2 entrances and exits. The main entrance on Dorchester Avenue. Basement level, 1,223 square feet, includes the commercial kitchen, storage area, walk-in cooler, and 3rd restroom. Also has direct internal stair access from the 1st floor. Manager Kevin Landon, closing time 10 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I am. Hello.
Oh, great. Sorry. There you go. I see the screen. Yeah, great. Thank you for being with us. And I see Manager of Record on the screen as well. If you could please just briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Yes, good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Raquel Smith. I am the co-owner of Lisboa Café, located at 1078 Dorchester Avenue. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you today. Kevin, the proposed manager of record, he's also here with us today. Lisboa Café, it's a Portuguese and Cape Verdean inspired cafe and restaurant that we have been building with dedication, love, and support of our community. We are creating a unique cultural space that brings together traditional food, warm service, and authentic community engagement. We are applying for this liquor license because it is essential for the sustainability of the success of Lisboa Café. Our menu and concept are rooted in traditions of Portugal and Cape Verde, where wine and spirits play a natural part of dining experience. This license will allow us to offer Portuguese wines, Cape Verdean cocktails, and other beverages that reflect our culture and culinary identity. I would like to note that I am the founder and one leading this business, but due to the timing of my work authorization, we had listed Kevin as the proposed manager of record on the application. I am actively working with legal representatives and government officials to resolve this issue, and I expect my work permit to arrive soon. I will continue to operate the business, and I will apply for official change to manager on record once my updated documentation arrives. I was kindly informed that this change can be made after the hearing. I am TIP certified, and I have been working in the hospitality industry for the last 20 years. Both me and Kevin are familiar with the rules and regulations of the Commonwealth as well as the city of Boston. I've worked close with the city of Boston, local organizations, community leaders, and I am proud to say that this business is backed by the Space Grant. We have a lot of support from the community, including the Savin Hill Civic Association and Main Streets around the area. This project, it's made with heart, vision, and a strong team behind it. And our liquor license application will help Lisboa Café to the next level. Thank you so much for your time and consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Kevin, for also joining us. So I understand you'll eventually come back after the work authorization is complete to be named manager of record?
Correct.
Okay. With that, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran?
I do not, thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll see if there are any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. An abutters meeting was held on May 21st. As I understand, the community was overwhelmingly in support of this proposal, and the applicant was connected to the St. Mark's Civic Association. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals? I see a hand raised from Nick Korn. You may please provide your testimony.
Hi, my name is Nick Korn, and I want to go on the record in support of this application and to testify as to the character and fitness of the operator. I've had the pleasure of spending time with Raquel and have been continually impressed with her tireless efforts to engage with and collaborate with her neighbors and with her community. Lisboa Café is a new Black-owned, community-minded small business investing in the neighborhood. And thus, Raquel's exactly the type of operator that these new zip code restricted licenses were created for. This side of her business has been vacant for years, and the nature of her concept is one that addresses a desperate public need. I defer to your judgment, and I have no doubt that you'll see the value in her application. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for the testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? The board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you for being with us. Calling item number 15, AUA 168 Inc., doing business as Riceaway, located at 296 Washington Street in Brighton, has applied for a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above 1,560 square feet total in one main room on ground floor with main dining area, seating, kitchen and storage in rear, main entrance exit on Washington Street, emergency exit in rear of premises. Manager Patra Awapiniakul, apologies for any mispronunciation. Closing time 12 a.m. Attorney Kristen Scanlon, once again, Attorney Scanlon.
Good afternoon again, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the applicant. Danny, you probably did a little bit better than I'm about to do with the last name as well, but I'm going to try to introduce you to owner of Riceaway, Patra Uaapiniakun, and her cousin-in-law, Piapang Wangla, along with her sibling, Pasakorn, are the owners of Riceaway, which opened at this location 1 year ago in July of 2024. As you know, the proposal before you is for a new all alcohol beverage license for this particular restaurant, which is a Thai restaurant. This particular space was most recently a Cafe Nero, but before that was a restaurant known as Little Pecan Bistro, as well, before the Rice Away team took over the lease at this location. While there are no other licenses previously associated with this business, this particular area of Washington Street is an appropriate location for a restaurant, which joins several other neighborhood restaurants currently serving Greek, Latin American, and American food along that stretch of Washington Street in Brighton. This particular restaurant, these owners also own Tongla up the street on Washington and Senye, which are both Thai, but between the three restaurants, Rice Away, Tongla, and Senye, they all serve different styles of Thai food, which has been greeted with wonderful success from the neighborhood since the other two opened, and most recently this one a year ago. And they've been really proud and excited to introduce various styles of their culture's food to this particular area of Boston. This concept is an all-you-can-eat buffet style all day long, which actually we believe there is no other Thai all-you-can-eat buffet anywhere in the city, which makes this restaurant very unique, and especially in this neighborhood. They initially started differently, but they made the switch to the all-you-can-eat buffet, which has really helped to transfer their business from what turned out to start out as a predominantly takeout business and totally flopped it on its head, where it's mainly dine-in now, with takeout being supplemental. And that's a goal that they've had since the start, given the size of their space with 49 seats at this location, and something they're proud of happening and continuing to happen for this location. The hours of operation currently are 11:30 to about 3, and then they open again from 4:30 to 9:30. When we initially went before the neighborhood at the mayor's office meeting, we had obviously indicated those hours, but once we met with the BAIA, we were met with feedback that people wanted later food offerings. So it's something that the owners talked about amongst themselves, and with this application proposed a reasonable midnight closure to extend those offerings to the neighborhood, but still remain with a reasonable closing time for sit down and dine-in service. There is no bar in the space. It really focuses on people coming in to sit down and eat with their family and friends, and is exactly what they'll continue to do, which is what they're doing now in this space. As far as public need is concerned, because this is a request for a new license, one of the main reasons that they've sought this this license is that customers have asked for the availability to purchase a beer, wine, or cocktail with their food at this location. Obviously, and of course, the board is well aware there is available licenses with the legislation that passed in September of last year. And while not within a zip code that was approved with the legislation and just outside of Oak Square, this is nonetheless the exact type of business, again, contemplated by the legislation. It's minority owned, has a unique concept and offering, as we previously indicated, and they serve up meals at all their locations, and especially this one, again, that introduces the Boston community to a variety of different types of styles of food from their culture. It is affordable, mostly when you go in. It's either between $18 and $22, depending on which meal service you're looking at, lunch or dinner. And again, the focus remains on the food, but a license definitely helps both the patron and the business, and to enhance the dining experience and help the business to thrive in this neighborhood location. Again, there are other restaurants in the neighborhood. As I mentioned, there's Greek, Chinese, Latin American, American bistro style offerings, but this is truly unique, not only for the neighborhood, but the city as a whole as well. As far as community process is concerned, we did have a mayor's office sponsored a Butters meeting in February, which was incredibly lightly attended. And again, the BAIA meeting in April, which we received nothing but positive feedback. And again, and the request, which is rare, to offer later closing hours than what's currently offered at this location. The board also has at its possession well over 200 signatures from residents and customers on a petition in support of this application, as well as numerous support letters too. So with that being said, we are happy to answer any questions or address any concerns the board might have regarding this proposal.
Thank you very much. I have no questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Kern?
I have no questions. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office deferred to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. As you heard from the applicant's representation, a butters meeting was held. No concerns were raised in that meeting. The applicant went on to meet with the Brighton Elson Improvement Association, which gave a recommendation on some changes of hours, but was supportive of the proposal. And the letters of support, the board should have access to that. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? And the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling items 16 and 17 together, Hugo and Co. Holding LLC, doing business as Berkeley and Stewart Wine Company, located at 40 West 3rd Street. This is item 16, has applied for a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above, a 399 square foot retail space located separately within the 7,287 square foot restaurant, with 3 entrances and 3 exits to include seating for approximately 10 for tasting purposes only. Manager Bram Callahan, with a closing time of 11 p.m. for the package store. And item 17, Hugo and Co. Holding LLC, doing business as Hugo and Co., located at 40 West 3rd Street in South Boston, has applied for a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above approximately 11,643 square feet on 2 floors, with 7,287 square feet on the ground floor, including a 1,081 square foot annual weather permitting patio on private property, with a closing hour of 11 p.m. for the patio, 4,356 square feet on the second floor, including a 2,231 square foot annual weather permitting roof deck patio on private property, with a closing hour of 11 p.m. The premise includes 3 entrances and 7 exits, with a total seating capacity of approximately 395 in 7 areas and rooms, including the main bar lounge, multiple dining rooms, kitchen, prep, storage on the first floor, and 4 areas, rooms, including a speakeasy bar lounge on the second floor. Again, Manager Bram Callahan, closing time 2 a.m. for the on-premise license, and Attorney Bill Kelly for both. Attorney Kelly?
Good afternoon, Chair Joyce, Commissioner Saxon, Commissioner Curran, and Attorney Green. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak today. I represent the applicant, the single applicant for 2 type of licenses. They've filed 2 new license applications. One for an annual all alcoholic beverage off-premise retail store under Section 15, and the other is an annual all alcoholic beverage 7-day-a-week restaurant type license. The hours of sale for the restaurant, as stated by Attorney Green, we're seeking a 2 o'clock license. The closing hour for the associated retail store is 11 p.m. With me today is Bram Callahan, the proposed license manager and a principal of this business operation. I will give a quick overview on a couple of points and then turn the floor over to Bram to speak more specifically about the proposed operation, what the concept is, and answer any questions that any member of the commission may have. By way of overview, this is seeking to get licensed an upscale restaurant that features a speakeasy. The entire project for the restaurant operation is approximately 395 seats, as indicated on the diagram and floor plans provided with the application. There is also with it associated a high-end retail shop. So this is not a traditional package store. This is not going to be selling sleeves of Fireball shots. It is more high-end, keeping in total theme with the theme of the restaurant, which is a high-end dining experience. As far as public need, the location where we seek to put these two licenses has been licensed before by this commission. Most recently, I understand a restaurant by the name of Coppersmith operated at this location, but went out of business. Indeed, the location where we're looking to site this new project has been vacant. And so these licenses and this business concept that Bram's going to talk about in more detail with you is going to revitalize a now dormant, vacant storefront, if you will, in the South Boston community. Bram can speak more about his experience in South Boston, but I will let you know by way of a top line overview. He is a resident of South Boston, so he is not bringing anything to the neighborhood that he does not himself control, have a clear knowledge of, and respect for all the neighbors in the area. I believe you will hear that there was a community meeting held virtually through the Office of the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. Brown has begun the outreach to his neighbors in South Boston about this project back in January of this year. So it should not come as any surprise to anyone in the area. He has been communicative. He's open to further communication and welcomes the opportunity to discuss this exciting new concept. So as by way of public need, the location has already been determined to meet a public need. The restaurant type operation is consistent with the restaurant, with the type of alcohol license that was there, but the nature of the operation is going to go up substantially. There is a large amount of support from the neighbors, as evidenced by, I think it's 107 petitions signed and submitted with the application, showing the support for that, as well as a very favorable neighborhood outreach process. With that in mind, to get into a little bit more of detail and share with you the thoughts and the intention and the initiative behind this project, I'll turn the microphone over to Bram Callahan. Bram?
Thanks, Bill. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you.
Perfect. So first and foremost, thank you to the committee and commission to take the time today. Certainly appreciate it. So as Bill mentioned, I'm a resident in South Boston. I've been in Boston for 20 plus years. I've been in fine dining restaurants the entire time. I've worked globally. I also happen to be a master sommelier, so I was the 222nd person in the world to pass that test about wine. So certainly my life has been centered around food and beverage for a very long time. And beyond working and living in Boston, I've worked in New York, Florida, in Europe, usually on a consulting basis, and have traveled all over the world and have chosen to make Boston and South Boston particularly my home. We love it there. We think it's an amazing community. I own property there. My kids go to school there, and I have no desire to leave that neighborhood. I think it's just a wonderful place to be. And so I had been looking for an opportunity to open a restaurant and a retail space in Boston for about 2.5, 3 years, and had looked all over the city in multiple neighborhoods. And we were lucky enough to connect with the landlord who, again, local small landlord that owns the space, and seemed to make a lot of sense there. Once we saw the space, it was a really impactful thing for me because I think it has the opportunity to become a really unique, high-end, upscale restaurant within the neighborhood, while also still being accessible to the neighborhood, because it is so big. So, historically, Coppersmith was just one big hall and it was one thing. We've now kind of chopped this building up into multiple concepts at this point, just so you can have multiple experiences there depending on what you want out of the space. As far as my background, I've been managing large volume, high-end restaurants for a very long time. Have been doing this for a living for more than half my life, and have always enjoyed this, and been very excited to bring this potentially to the neighborhood within South Boston. There's some great restaurants in South Boston, but one of the things that I think we've seen the neighborhood develop and change just in the decade that I've been there, is that there's a need for more upscale dining, especially as you have more residents move in, and we have, you know, I think a lot of really great bars. However, we are kind of lacking in a plethora of options for fine dining. And so rather than having to go to the Seaport or to the South End or to Back Bay to eat, I would love to have the opportunity to be able to have people come in our neighborhood, both neighborhood residents and then also residents from the rest of the city and beyond. One of the really unique things about this space is we have access to almost 40 parking spots, which in the city of Boston is a very unique thing. So it does allow us to become just beyond a neighborhood restaurant. We can draw customers in from all over the city of Boston. And as far as the retail shop goes, so it's not in any way, shape, or form a package store. We're going to focus on high-end wine that is generally aged inventory, so essentially older wine, some higher-end spirits, and then a small amount of craft beer. We would love to, as we want to interact with the community, we'll have a small selection of what we'll call everyday selections for the community. So if you want to come in and grab a bottle of Cabernet for dinner, or if you want a nice 6-pack of higher-end German Pilsner or something, we will have a small amount of those selections, but the majority of our business and what we're focusing on is what we know, and that is higher-end aged wines, which is what I've spent my entire career focusing on. I will also say I've spoken to all neighborhood associations, so West Broadway Neighborhood Association, St. Vincent's, Friends of North Broadway, and they've all largely been in support. Reached out and spoke to all of our elected officials and also as many businesses in the area as well. There is a wine shop that is around the corner called Social Wines, and they're, I think, would be in theory the biggest concern, but I've spoken with them. They have a model where they focus on natural wines, and we are about as far from that as can be. Nothing against it, it's just not our model. And so, you know, I've had a good conversation with them, and they understand what we're doing, and we're in support of what we're doing as well.
Okay. I know your application was in on May 23rd, and this application doesn't qualify for the zip code ones that we're currently in the process of giving out. That being said, I don't know when we would be giving out the other licenses. So do you plan on moving forward with the on-premise with the retail one without the on-premise one? Should it take longer to determine when that we'd be voting on that?
Yeah, so we're going to move forward, but we have the capital. So the other part about this is, so we're all local entrepreneurs that, you know, at the end of the day, like, we're all putting our own money in here, and we have the ability to go out and purchase a license if we need to. However, you know, one of the things with economics, so we're obviously trying to build a higher end restaurant, and that's going to cost, you know, there's a north of $7 million investment into the space, and so all of those things trickle down into higher per plate costs. And as us wanting to be a neighborhood restaurant, the more that we can save those dollars and create something unique, and then pass those savings on to our guests, the better. So we do have the ability to buy a license if we need to. I just think we're hopefully, I think, a good candidate for one of these new licenses that the city has created.
Okay, and does that retail space, I don't have the floor plan right in front of me, does the retail space have a separate entrance?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
And there'll be a separate register there as well as separate storage.
Okay, I don't have any questions.
None from me either.
Yeah, no questions at this time. Thanks.
Thank you. We'll see if there are any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. ONS had hosted a butters meeting on July 10th that was well attended. There were some concerns raised that mostly stemmed from the restaurant that was previously at this location. The proponent sought to assuage those concerns by explaining that he had a different form of business that he was proposing for this area. He continued to work with residents regarding some of the concerns around pickup and drop off and noise, as well as working with multiple civic associations in the area, Friends North of Broadway, West Broadway Neighborhood Association, as well as St. Vincent's. As mentioned before, there's 140 letters of support on file that the board should have access to. And with that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. I do see Sydney's hand raised from Councilor Flynn's office. You may please provide your testimony.
Yes, thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Sydney from Councilor Flynn's office. Councilor Flynn acknowledges that there is a good community process for this proposal and support from neighbors for a fine dining establishment at this site. At the same time, however, neighbors and nearby young families have called attention to the 2 a.m. closing time for the license to be outside of dining hours. They remain concerned that at some point in the future, this could present late night disturbances and quality of life issues at that hour, as the neighbors have experienced previously. As a result, Councillor Flynn would have liked to see a compromise on the closing hour time to account for our abutters' concerns on any potential quality of life issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hi, yes, right here. Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the board. My name is JC. I work in Senator Collins' office, and I'm speaking on his behalf. And the senator would like to go on record in support of this proposal. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. I'll ask again if there are any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter. Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you, Attorney Green.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
And finally, we will take a second call and return to item number 8. I do see that we are joined by Attorney Porter as well as the manager of record. So this is item number 8, BM Krupa Corporation, doing business as the Bendición Supermarket at 32 Bennington Street in East Boston. Holder of a retail package store, wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Shri Brahmani LLC, doing business as La Bendición Market at the same location. Hatish Kumar Patel, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour, and has also petitioned to update the description of premise to the premise consists of 1 floor, 1,100 square feet across 1 room. There's 1 entrance and 2 exits. Attorney Matthew Porter. Attorney Porter.
Thank you, Attorney Green. Thank you, Chair and Board. Apologies for the second call. I had this down for tomorrow somehow, so I appreciate your office reaching out. Before the board, this is a transfer of the beer and wine license, which is currently in use at 32 Bennington in East Boston. Shri Brahmani LLC is comprised of Hatish Kumar, who is joining me on the call today. He'll also be the proposed license manager. This is a fairly straightforward transfer of the convenience store location there. There'll be no major changes to the business whatsoever, no changes to the hours. Hatish Kumar comes with a wealth of experience in the liquor industry. He's a part owner of a store in Canton. As of right now, no violations whatsoever. So he certainly understands the rules and responsibilities that come along with the sale of alcohol. He's also familiar with Boston's regulations. He's alcohol tip certified. All employees of the store would be required to be alcohol tip certified as well. So fairly straightforward transfer of the beer and wine license there. Mr. Patel is a U.S. citizen. So with that, I can certainly answer any questions that the board may have.
Thank you. And you were probably correct that this was originally supposed to be tomorrow, but due to my schedule, we had to move it to today. So thank you for understanding and thanks for joining us at the last minute. You covered the manager of record questions as far as I can see. And with that, I don't have any other questions. Commissioner Saxon or Commissioner Curran, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you, Attorney Porter, for sticking around, and Mr. Patel as well. Those are all the items before the board this afternoon. We'll adjourn this hearing. The board is set to vote on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.